Okay, what's going on guys? It's Acrimate Gaming here. I have a new kind of video. I'm trying to make sure that my channel is very all-rounded based on what I do, which is gaming, arts, and anime as well. Or anime, manga, you know what it is, just all the stuff that revolves around myself. So, today's video is going to be very different. I'm going to be doing recommendations for anime that you can watch for people that are very new to it. I know you probably hear someone telling you to, you've never watched anime in your life, but someone's like, oh, go and watch One Piece. You go to watch it and you see that it has over 1,000 episodes. Crazy. Anyone that recommends you One Piece to watch as your first anime, don't listen to them. They're crazy. There's something wrong with them. But I'm gonna give you some fair recommendations. I'll make sure they're nice and accessible for a new person. Not 1,000 episodes, maybe 12 to 50, depending on seasons, but let's get into it. The first anime I want to recommend is Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer has a very simple premise. You're in a world of demons. There are demon slayers, of course. The story takes place revolved around a character named Tanjiro. Just a family boy just trying to take care of his brothers and sisters when something devastating happens and he gets taken into a world of fighting demons and progressing his fighting style and stances and many more. It revolves around breathing techniques, of developing yourself, and just gaining new abilities like that. I'm trying to keep it very simple, just very loose around the premise, but in terms of the system, very easy to understand. Characters are very likable. There's not too much you need to think about other than watching the show. Animation is top 10. Top 10, it's amazing. But that's my first recommendation. This is in no particular order. I'll give you details on each one as we go ahead. The second anime I'm going to recommend is Promised Neverland. Promised Neverland is going to look like a stereotypical... When someone says anime to you, you're going to think, oh yeah, this is definitely anime. It looks very on the outside of what you first see. It looks very cutesy. Very just the cliche kind of anime you would kind of see in the character designs. Very good animation, but just give it a chance. I do not want to spoil anything about this anime. It's set in a premise where kids are, you could almost call them like foster children, and they have they're learning and have a different language. They live together and do different things, but every so often some child ends up getting adopted, and sometimes very emotional for them. They live in a very secluded area where it's only them all together. But something happens when one of the children actually go to leave, and it doesn't go out the way you think it's going to. So if you want an anime that is very thought-provoking, a mystery, type story, then this is going to be for you. That's all I'm going to say. Because when you watch the first episode, the payoff as to what I'm explaining for you it will just be better. Just hear me out. The third anime I'm going to recommend, and by the way, when I say anime, I'm not just rounding it up to just purely Japanese. I'm going to be talking about American animation, just all types of anime or animation that you can watch. The third recommendation is Castlevania, the Netflix series. When I first watched this, I didn't expect much, but it centers around the world of Castlevania. If you know the game series that has, Simon Belmont, Richter Belmont, all those characters, Alucard. Like, if you like vampire slaying and games in a series, or if you're just a fan of Castlevania, this is the perfect show for you. The show centers around one of the Belmonts. When you watch from the beginning, Trevor Belmont. He's a drunk. He just goes about his life the way he has to. The Belmont family has been around for years, but he's kind of just finding his way on what he wants to do. And in this world, vampires do exist, and they do have their own, society and things that they do on their side, whether that's devouring humans or just trying to conquer the lands as a whole. But the show has good world building, good really good elements of magic and different ways that you can use magic or sorcery and different weapon types. They also have an amazing cast of characters, whether you're watching just the good side or like the bad side, which is vampires, or just that fine line of in-between characters, the anti-heroes. Yeah, they do a lot with this series. They recently just released season 2, part 2, Nocturne. Oh my god. The animation wasn't normally like this for like just American animated shows, but Jesus Christ. They're trying to come for like the anime, or like the Mappa, what's the name? The Mappa or the Ufotable? I'm probably butchering the name hard, but they're trying to come for like the anime title, but they're just going crazy, and it's all hand drawn. But all in all, an amazing show to watch. The fourth show I will recommend is one of my personal favorites, Fullmetal Alchemist. If you want a show that has, as I said before, amazing character development, amazing world building, a power system that makes sense. The show is centered around alchemy. So the whole premise is, if you know, equivalent exchange, if you use like some sort of, you know, if you want to use the earth or concrete, you have to give something back in order to do it. And it just centers around just the world of how they have an army of alchemists, you know, state alchemists that do good for the people. They try and find people that uses alchemy in a bad way, or using it for their own personal gain. And it centers around Ed and Alphonse, Elric, and their journey as brothers. Don't want to give away too much, but them two have a tragic background from the very get-go of when the story releases. But just I love a good series that can get all three right. As I said, world building, character development, and a good power system all together. Easy to understand, and it's a bit longer than your average show. It's maybe about like, I'll put it on screen if I butcher it, how many episodes, but like 60, 40, I can't remember. It's on screen, you can see it. If I'm wrong, it is what it is. But no, a great anime series to watch. As I said, one of Acromef's favorites. Yeah, so keep that in mind. And the last anime I want to recommend, you've probably heard it before if you've spoken about anime with someone, Deathnote. Deathnote is one of the greats in terms of an anime. It's a battle of the minds kind of anime, and you've probably heard of the whole premise. It centers around a young schoolboy. His name's Light Yagami. He finds a book on the floor called the Deathnote, and when you write someone's name in it, something bad will happen. And it centers on his premise on how he wants to go about using the book, or if he actually wants to use it. You know, can you use a book like that for good, or is it just bad as a whole? You know, you can decide that, not me. But Deathnote is if you like smart anime, like, you know, what's that called? Queen's Gambit, or like Suits, or anime that makes you really think about what's going on, like Battle of the Minds, like mind chess. This is an anime for you. It's kind of similar to how long Fullmetal Alchemist is, I believe. I'll put it on screen if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. It's hard to remember. I've watched these anime a few times, but I've watched loads of anime. Oh my days, I've watched a lot of anime. I'll put it on the screen for my notes so you can see. And all that in my notes, that's like, I stopped updating those notes like maybe 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago. So trust me, my anime knowledge is, yeah. All the anime that I recommended, watch them in your own order. Just watch it bit by bit. Every episode is like 30 minutes, or sometimes it's 20, but take your time. There's no need to rush when it comes to anime. A lot of anime recommenders will tell you to watch something that has like 1 billion episodes, And by the time you watch the first two, you're like, nah man, this ain't it. But I'm trying to grip you guys from the beginning and give you some actual good recommendations. So yeah, try on Crunchyroll. You can watch Castlevania. No, I lied. Netflix probably has Demons. It has Demon Slayer. I believe it has Promised Neverland. They recently put it on Fullmetal. They recently put on Fullmetal Alchemist. Deathnote. Be careful when you go on Netflix because there's a Deathnote live action series with real life people and there's the animation. They are two different things. Don't watch the live action. But this has been a different kind of video. I just want more people to... If I could erase my memory, you know in Men in Black, you know, if I could erase my memory, I would. Because then I get to watch all this anime again. My girlfriend's watching, she's watched Hunter x Hunter. I'm gonna make her watch Fullmetal, but all of the anime that she's watched, like, when seeing her reactions and stuff, like, I'm just like, wow, I wish I could just erase my memory. I wish I had memory loss. No, that's bad. I shouldn't touch wood. Thank you for watching if you got this far into the video. If you're new, please like and subscribe. Check out some of my other videos as well. If you're existing, thank you for watching once again and hanging with me. Hey, it's been Acrometh, man. Peace.